Welcome to this comprehensive guide on PySpark, the essential framework for big data processing and analysis. This program is tailored for data engineers, data scientists, and machine learning practitioners who want to master the art of handling large-scale datasets within distributed computing environments. Our goal is to equip you with the skills to turn a vast amount of data into actionable intelligence. Hello, my name is Sayed and welcome to Irish Geeks. I will be guiding you through this course. With almost a decade of experience as a data architect, I have specialized in building big data solutions, leveraging PySpark to create robust ETL pipelines, performing data cleansing, and develop machine learning models. I consider PySpark to be one of the most indispensable tools for data professionals in their toolkit due to its power and flexibility. So let's get started in this course. So what exactly is PySpark? Simply put, it's the Python interface for Apache Spark, a leading open source distributed computing system built for high-speed, large-scale data processing. PySpark allows you to harness the power of parallel computation within your Python workflows, making it a perfect fit for tasks like batch processing, real-time data streaming, machine learning, advanced analytics, and executing SQL queries. Its speed and scalability have made it a cornerstone in data-intensive industries such as finance, healthcare, and e-commerce. When we would use PySpark, the core use of PySpark arises when dealing with datasets that exceeds the memory or processing capacity of a single machine. It particularly excels in several key areas. Number one, big data analytics. It enables distributed data processing, leveraging Spark's in-memory computation to dramatically speed up analytical queries. Number two, large-scale machine learning. That through Spark's MLlib library, you can train and evaluate models on massive datasets in a scalable manner. ETL and ELT pipelines. PySpark is a fundamental for building pipelines that can extract, transform, and load huge volumes of raw data into structured, analysis-ready formats. Furthermore, its versatility allows it to connect to a wide array of data sources, including CSV, Parquet, and various databases. Spark cluster. So, at the heart of PySpark operation is the Spark cluster. A cluster is essentially a collection of interconnected computers or nodes that work in to process data. This architecture consists of master node that orchestrates the overall process and several worker nodes that carry out the actual computations. The master node is responsible for managing resources and distributing tasks, while the worker nodes execute these tasks in parallel, enabling massive distributed processing. SparkSession. To begin interacting with Spark cluster, you need a SparkSession. This object is your primary entry point to all of PySpark functionality, allowing you to manage cluster resources, execute queries, and process data. You can create one by first importing it with from PySpark.sql import PySpark session. The standard practice is to use the builder pattern spark is equal to sparksession.builder.appname, my PySpark or any demo app name that you want to give it, .get or create method. The builder method initializes the configuration. The app name assigns a name to your application, which is helpful for monitoring. Crucially, get or create will either return the currently active Spark session or create a new one if none exists. This is the recommended approach. Once your Spark variables is initialized, you're ready to load data and begin applying transformations and actions. PySpark DataFrames. The primary data structure you will work within PySpark is the data frame. These are immutable distributed collections of data organized into named columns conceptually similar to a table in a database or pandas data frame. While the syntax often mirrors pandas, the crucial difference is that PySpark DataFrame are distributed across the cluster, allowing them to scale to enormous sizes. To load data into one, you can use a method like spark.read.csv on your SparkSession object. You typically provide a data source and define the column structure to form a schema to view a sample of data. You can call the show method where you will dive deeper into create and manipulate data frame. So as the course progresses, we will get deeper and understanding our processes, how to use data frames. So let's practice now what we have learned so far. Okay, so now we want to practice Databricks, and we will do our learning by actually practicing things. So first thing first, in order to practice PySpark, what you have to do, you have to basically go to Databricks website, and from Databricks website you have to click on either sign up. If you already have an account, you can log into the free edition, right? And you can go to the sign up. If you don't have an account, you can sign up from here, and when you click on sign up, it will take you to the page. Here you can actually log in with your Google account or Microsoft, whatever you have. So in my case, I already have the account. So what we can do is, I will simply log into my free edition. I will share the link to Databricks website in the description as well. So once you click on login to free edition, so I will continue with my Google account. So it will log me. Now I am logged in with my Google account. You can see I will click on my workspace, which is already there. So Databricks is loading. So once it's done, you will land on this Databricks instance. Why I have recommended Databricks? Because a lot of these companies these days, they already use Databricks either as a standalone service or via Azure. So Databricks has a free account, like a free edition. So in this free edition, you can actually export PySpark code, and you can learn by actually practicing here. So once you land on this interface, you can see on the left hand side, you can see there is workspace, recent, catalog, job and pipelines, commute, and marketplace. So you don't need to worry about all these things as we continue our journey in PySpark. So we will be mostly focused on the catalog and the compute part and the workspace. Okay, so workspace is nothing, it's just like your workspace where all the code and your notebooks will reside. So once you click on workspace, right, so you can see there will be some default codes would be there. So in my case, I have already some notebooks is already sitting there. So I will create a new notebook for our exercise today. So here is your first notebook. So if you aren't familiar with the notebook concept, or you already know, so just for the sake that notebooks are simply you have cell-like interface where each cell you can write your own, actually either a code base or either based on some text, So if you click on code, you can see each cell acts as an independent shell where you can execute your code or whatever you text you want to type, right? So now Databricks has generative AI included in that, so you can also leverage the help of generative AI to actually run or to to write some code if you are stuck somewhere. I will dive deeper into how to leverage AI in Databricks. Okay, so you can delete this, you can see tiny delete icon on the right side. You can click on delete, so it will delete the entire cell, right? So let's start by actually writing some code, right? So before I will write some piece of PySpark code, I would like to introduce you a new thing in Databricks, which is catalog. So if you go to catalog, if you see like there are particularly workspaces and systems, like, and actually samples are there. So these are like some delta tables over there. You don't need to worry about that. And there's some workspace and all that. So today what I want to do is like I will upload a file. I will already share the link of the dataset file where we gonna read the dataset from that particular particular piece of CSV file, right? So we will upload that CSV file into our workspace. This is already existing over there. There's like default schema is there. So if you click on default, right, so I have already created a volume in that default schema, which is called Irish Geeks. So you can, if you want to create something else, so let's suppose you want to create a new one, so you just click on default, right? So over here, you on the right side, you can see there's a create blue icon. There's a create button. So once you click on that, you can either create a table, model, or a volume, right? So we will click on volume, right? So the option by default will be managed, which here we're gonna say Irish Geeks test, right? If you want to add some comments, this volume stores our datasets. Create. So you can see by default you get a path to your your volume, right? So once this volume is created, you can see you can actually upload files to this volume. On the right hand side, click on upload to this volume. Then you have option to either drag and drop, or you can actually click on this to upload some files in that, right? So I have already downloaded the videos in this, so you can directly go to this. I will share this dataset in the description. You can find this dataset and the entire code on GitHub, so you can directly download it from there. I will actually open it. So here you can see like there's already I have uploaded the dataset adult.csv. Today we are going to see this dataset is about census that happened in like long back, about like some population, some census related data. So here we just like click on upload. Once this dataset is uploaded, you can see that CSV file is there in the volume, where the volume name is Irish Geeks test. You can actually copy the path, right? You can right click from here on this hamburger menu. So here on the workspace, go back to workspace. Now since we have the adult CSV path, remember to copy the path from here so that we will later use in our code actually. So here is workspace. We have this new workspace created, right? So let's click on this. You can actually change the name of this untitled notebook to census data analysis. Okay, right? So here we're gonna say from PySpark SQL. You can see like the IntelliSense is popping up with options. That is like the beauty of Databricks. So you can either utilize it or you can write it from scratch, right? So PySpark.SQL import SparkSession. Okay. So now since this is there, I think and now you can see like the IntelliSense is again working. It's suggesting you the code, right? It's really helpful. So right now we're gonna type it out for the sake of practice. So that's it. Now what to do, just for the sake of testing if this is working, right? You could actually go there into connect and then click on serverless. So this serverless is our compute where actually our code, entire PySpark code will actually execute. So once you click on serverless, it will connect to that instance, and then you can click on this play button that is like run cell. Once you click on it, will execute this on the cluster. See, it executed successfully. Right now there's no output. Just shortly we will see like the output of the code as well, but this is how we're gonna import our libraries and all that. Now we're gonna click on code and the new cell is there. You can also go to file and you can actually go to edit and you can insert cell above or cell below, right? So from here, now we're gonna initialize our Spark session. Spark is equal to Spark session dot builder dot app name, and whatever you want to call it, like my test app dot get or create. So now this is Spark session is initialized. The next step we're gonna do is basically read the data into DataFrame. So we have our, let's create a census data frame, right? So I would recommend you to always make sure your variable names are meaningful, and later on once you read your code and it's your habit to like start building this habit to actually make this useful variable name, so that once you come back to this code you will realize what this data frame or what this thing actually means, right? What this variable name means. So now what we have, since we have Spark session initialized into this Spark variable, so we will go to spark.read CSV, and here what we actually do, we remember earlier we have went to our catalog in Databricks and we have uploaded our file over there, right, just a minute back, and we have copied the path, right? So just paste this path again here. This is our path, right? So if you are not sure, right, what you can do is you can go back to your catalog again. So I will open link in new tab, right? So here you can see your actually the workspace is there, right? And then the default schema is there. In this default schema you have Irish Geeks test, the one that I created earlier. I have uploaded adult.csv, the census file over here, right? So you can go to here, copy path, right? So you can just copy the path. This is how you can do it if you just just a refresher. Okay, so now your the entire CSV is it's there. Now the actual step is to show the data frame itself, right? So what we can do is, before reading the CSV, there is one thing that we can actually make sure whatever we are reading this from this CSV file, we want to read the headers as well, and then we want to tell this data frame that you can infer its schema from the CSV file type if it has headers, or if and to detect and infer the schema from it. So we can actually type header is equal to true, which means this CSV file has a header, right? And we can type infer schema, right? See, it's suggesting you that. So this is the thing. Now what you need to do is basically, see, this is auto typing, it's suggesting all the code. This is really helpful for us. So now what this we have our data frame in census underscore df, right? What we can do is, like, we can show this census df dot show, right? What this will do, this will show our entire data frame on into the as a basically output of this cell, right? So let's see, let's run this code. You can see the output. See, Databricks is working and it's giving you this output. It's pretty fast actually. So see, now it detected the header because we have told explicitly to the data frame, right, that like infer its schema and infer the the header itself. So here, that's why the header is here, like age, work class, the final weight, education, educational number, marital status, occupation, relationship, race, gender, capital gain, capital loss, hours per week, native country, and income. All these header is basically from the CSV file, and this is the data that you have seen. By default, like the show method will actually only read the top 20 rows, right? That's why it's saying only showing top 20 rows. Next step, what we can do is we can see df.print schema, right? So here we have like df.print schema. What this print schema will do, it will print the schema of this entire data frame, right? Let's see, because we have I explicitly type df, right? As a beginner, we all commonly mistake is like, we forget our database or our data frame names. So that's why it's a very common mistake. So make sure you have this variable, otherwise it will tell you the variable is not found, right? So census_df print schema, right? See, it print the schema of this entire data frame, where age is an integer, it's nullable true, work class is actually string, final weight is integer, education is string, educational number integer. How it come to know this entire census data frame print schema works? Basically, we have told explicitly to get the headers and also infer the schema. That's why you're able to get this schema over here, right? Another option is, like I wanted to show you, is see how, if you want to display all this in a beautiful table, there's a command, a utility function for the Databricks, right? So here you can run this census_df, right? You can click display. This is a utility function available in Databricks to run the PySpark code and to display the code output in a nice table, right? Once you click on it, it will run again, and it will see now it is much nice and decent table, and it shows only 10,000 plus rows, but it shows truncated data, right? So this is how you can bring it up in a nice table, in Databricks. So yeah, this is like it. Like you can see, like we have successfully written the code in the PySpark code, our first lesson that we have learned so far, the things that we have done here. So this is it. This is what we are going to do in the next chapters that we are going to learn and study, where we will learn more on operations on these data frame, right now we just learned the show method, the print schema method. There are pretty much more into that, but you can play around with your data frames, and you can process, analyze, cleanse your data all with various data frame operations. And there you have it. We have successfully created a SparkSession, loaded our CSV data into a data frame, and displayed in our notebook. And here's a pro tip. The absolute way to get comfortable with this is to learn by doing. I really encourage you to pause, tap this code out yourself, and run it to see how it works together, For reference, the complete code and the dataset we use today are available on my GitHub. You can find the link in description below. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.